On Sam, Michelle, VTS, that's all received, thank you, and no reported traffic at this time.
Ahoy, shipmates! The Iona is just singling up. Where is she? Which camera? Oh, I've had all sorts of technical problems this afternoon. Camera's not working. I still can't get quite a few things working. I'm quite sure what's going on. Technical gremlins seem to come along in little groups. Almost like they've gone on holiday, the technical gremlins, and they've thought, I know, let's drop into Solent Ships and cause a bit of havoc there. While we're waiting for the Iona to depart, and then the Disney Magic, we're just watching the Queen Elizabeth down Southampton water with the
VTS Jenny Blue, Town Quay for Hive.
Crikey's loud.
Jenny Blue, VTS, all received, thank you.
I'll turn him down a bit. It gave me a headache. That's the Borealis just down there in the distance. Looks like the final lines are coming in for Iona. $1,508 on Iona.
Queen Elizabeth, VTS, all received, thank you. Jet 6 will be the next inbound from Cowes, and the Borealis leaving her anchor at Alpha.
I can see the lines coming up. I think these must be ready to depart any second. That would be
Borealis, VTS, all received, so thank you.
very much on time this evening.
Grand Britannia, so that's VTS.
Right.
Grand Britannia, so that's VTS, that's all received, so thank you. If you could call me when you're underway. And just confirm, sir, your maximum draft still 8.6, is that correct? Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think I've got everything working now. Can you hear me? That's a good question. I should have asked that at the beginning, shouldn't I? I think it's working. Okay. Right, Iona is off. Disney Magic will be here. We'll be departing in 15 minutes' time, so very quick tonight. So, Queen Elizabeth has just departed. She's on working way down the Solent. I've just been. The reason I'm asking if you can hear me is because I've been playing with the sound to see if I can bring you the hooters of the ships more easily without switching cameras, which I think I can. So hopefully we can hear that. Ahoy there, Liz H. Can you recommend a fish and chip shop, please, in Southampton? Coming down for the maiden. Mike's Fish and Chips is very close. Shipmate, if you just Google that, he's only probably or about 5 or 7, well, maybe 10 minutes walk from Town Quay. So ideal if you want to pop in and get some fish and chips. Oh, who's that? Someone said, oh, ahoy there, Corey Pitchard. Oh, you can hear me. Great. Oh, thanks for that, shipmates.
BTS, Iona, on the move.
Iona VTS, all received, thank you.
Okay, right, that's good. Good. Yeah, someone says, Corey Pritchard, Stephen, ahoy. Ahoy there, shipmate. Wait, Iona has balcony cabins at the front. I know. I noticed that the other day, and one thing you do notice with Iona is how big and wide she is when you see how many cabins. I'll zoom out a bit. No passengers on Iona at the moment. This is just a repositioning cruise down to Weymouth until she comes back in for her maiden on the Saturday, the 7th of August, which I do recommend you come along and watch. That'll be about 8, I think we'll start at 8:45 in the evening, and she's due to depart at 9 on Saturday. Her maiden voyage, and it's going to... Yeah, oh, someone says the radio volume. Yeah, the radio volume was very loud. I had to turn it down myself. I had some troubles earlier, so I've had to reconnect a few things. Oh, it's one of those days. Yeah, so the Iona is departing at 9 o'clock. On our live stream, we've got a special guest. And on Saturday, that'll be Emma Cruises. She'll be joining me in my little cabin. And also, according to P&O, there will be an extravaganza of fireworks. Quite what that means, I'm not sure.
Southampton VTS, we're champion at the West of Shelfhout.
We champion VTS, thank you. The Red Osprey's coming up the dock now, and the Red Eagle Greenland in.
Copy, Rex.
The Iona's just moving ever so slightly forwards, and then she'll give herself a bit of space away from the dock and then start reversing out. Yeah, so next Saturday, Emma Cruises will be on board in our little cabin here, where we're broadcasting the departure of Iona with fireworks, hopefully. So I'm going to have to try and work out how I can catch the fireworks. I'm assuming they're going to be from a barge somewhere over on Port Cam. Let me show you where I think they'll be. I'm assuming they're going to be over here somewhere, where that ferry is, I would imagine, possibly where it's sailing at the moment. But anyway, I reckon we've got a prime place for viewing here. If you can't make it down to the port of Southampton, then I would suggest that... If you can't make it down to the port of Southampton, I would suggest that the stream will be the best place to be. There we go, just moving the cameras around a bit. Oh, ahoy there, Liz H. Oh, I'm just moving the cameras. I'll get back over that shack. Will be midships, deck 14 on the port side. Saturday, big yellow hands. Oh, marvellous, Liz. Well, like I say, we'll be going live at 8:45 on the Saturday. So if you want to get on the stream early, get out there and wave. You'll be very visible on deck 14, midships. Should be easy to spot you. News Girl 100 says that fireworks for Azora's christening were on a barge on the water. Yeah, that's my impression. Then normally they go off somewhere. Well, where should we go? So somewhere over there to the right, somewhere off Hive Pier somewhere. So wherever they go from, I think we'll have the best view in the house will be here. If you can't get down to Hythe or Town Quay. Both will be good locations. Okay, so what else have we got here in the chat? Well, I'll be streaming the maiden voyage with commentary. Yes, yes, indeed. 8:45 on Saturday for the fireworks as well. Louise Petrian, Ahoy there, Shipmate. Will I live stream tomorrow for Britannia? I'm not sure. I'm a little busy with things at the moment. I'm trying to find the time to do all these things. Ahoy there, Leona Desmond. You'll be on the Isle of Wight on Saturday. Well, you'll get a view of Iona as she comes past. We'll get to see Iona reverse here into the water. It's just between the ocean terminal and Town Quay. She'll turn around and head out. That's, I'm guessing, when the fireworks will go off. Iona left on Monday for a test cruise down to Weymouth. I assume that went well. All the shipmates on board. Reblast to the horn means reversing. A bit late for that. I think we get there.
Red Osprey.
Red Osprey, we're champion. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. We're just going to go outside after Dean's Elbow and overtake on your starboard side, just let you know.
Yeah, that's fine. Just carry on. As soon as the Eagle's clear, I'll move on to the green side of it.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Ahoy there. Paul Coldwell. He's on holiday in Cowes. What time will Iona pass on Saturday? I would think somewhere in the region of probably around 10 o'clock, I would say. She should be rounding Brambles Bank. So keep a lookout from sort of 9:45 onwards, depends what time exactly she leaves. Oh, thank you, Steph P, for that. You did catch the hooting. Good. Oh, that does work. Okay. Just need to automate that somehow to be more effective. So someone said they're on deck 14 midships. I'm guessing they'll be somewhere around about there, I would imagine, with some big yellow hands. I think that was Liz, Liz H. Yeah, there we go. So I reckon you'll be about there, Liz. So I'll certainly be on the lookout.
Grand Britannia, so that's Alicia.
Ahoy there, Kay. Should be on Iona right now.
Grand Britannia, so that's Alicia. That's received, thank you. Traffic information. The ferry Mont Saint Michel is currently 4 miles south of the Nav Tower, proceeding inbound for Portsmouth. Over.
Ahoy there, Paul.
Thank you, and please ensure you do not pass the Nav Tower until your pilot is on the bridge. Over.
You're going to be on Iona Maiden Cruise on Saturday. You'll be on deck 17 at the aft. Okay, we'll keep a lookout for you, Paul. We'll get a great view of the aft as she turns. I don't know what you'll do about the fireworks. I'm sure they'll tell you where the fireworks will be. Maybe you have to go on the top. Unless they have on both sides. Oh, that's a good question. I've not thought about this before. Oops, blank screen. Ahoy there, Kelsey Hallistow. What ship is getting fireworks went? That'll be the Iona on Saturday. It's a maiden voyage with passengers. I'm curious to know how many passengers are on board. I haven't read anything that says if it's going to be full capacity or if we're just going to see the reduced capacity. So, interesting to see.
Sea line.
And we'll also have Emma Cruises on board with us. on Saturday to give us
VTS, UKDC line.
lots of useful tips.
Hey, line VTS.
Good evening, sir. One SEC2, back to 29, please.
Hey, line VTS, that's all received, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, but you know, I'm advertising it as a kaleidoscope of fireworks. In my previous experience of fireworks here in the port of Southampton, I would say that fireworks for a ship's maiden departure are bigger than the fireworks we see on November the 5th, for example, from Mayflower Park. They certainly have a lot of booms and bangs about them. Should be no problem recording that on the microphone.
VTS, Red Eagle, Northwest Netley. Will be outside of the Reds to wait for the Iona.
Ready, VTS, all received, thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, there, Nick Churchill says we'll probably see a barge moored in the next day or so. In my...
BTS Red Jet 7, shortly leaving Town Quay to cast, please.
Jet 7, VTS received, thank you. The Iona just backing out of the ocean dock and proceeding out. The Red Eagle at the Dean's Elbow will be over on the Reds for the Iona. The Champion coming up to Lanes Lake outbound, main channel, and the Red Osprey also Lanes Lake outbound.
BTS Red Jet 7, hold, copy, thank you.
In my experience, the barge will arrive probably about an hour or two before it's needed. So it's not normally there for days on end. It's normally just very quickly beforehand. I'll get an idea where the fireworks will be going from, which means I can make sure all the cameras are correct and pointing in the right directions. I haven't filmed fireworks before on the cameras, so I'm wondering if I might need to change some settings to get the best out of them. So it might be a bit of a touch and go experiment. When we had a full moon a couple of weeks ago, I used the camera to have a video of the full moon. Just capturing the full moon as it was going across the sky. It's pretty good. But when I first zoomed in on the moon, it was incredibly bright and white. So I had to go and manually tweak the camera settings, and then it came up crystal clear. So I'm guessing I'll probably have to do the same with the fireworks, because obviously in the sky they'll just be very bright dots and probably come out all bright. But if I go and adjust the settings, it will probably bring the colours out. But I'm sure I can manage it. Radios. Oh, someone says the radio's a bit loud. It's still loud, is it? I can't. I've had to do something different for the radio than I normally do, so I'll give it a tweak down. Oh, Ahoy there, Penfold. Believes that the first cruise will be 50% capacity. Oh, that sounds about right. I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't think they'd be at full capacity just yet, so that would be a wonderful experience, wouldn't it? Going on your maiden voyage of Iona, only 50% capacity. Someone's asking, I did see about Disney Magic. She's due to leave, well, now in fact. I haven't heard her radio in. That's why I've kept the radio on, because I'm listening to see if I have to whiz back with the other camera. Oh, Iona's just started the turn here, so we can see the bow thrusters in action. Oh, there, Karen J asking where the name Iona came from. Well, Iona, it was chosen by the public. It was a public vote, and instead of choosing Cruisy McCruise face, the public chose Iona, or Iona was the most popular vote. And Iona is a Scottish island, and Iona's first cruise, maiden cruise on Saturday, will be heading up to visit her namesake Iona up on the Scottish Highlands. Or the Scottish Islands, I should say, not the Highlands. It doesn't go inland. Yeah, no word from Disney Magic yet. Quick look, shall we? Disney Magic is just off to the right-hand side of the screen there, so nothing as yet. Iona's just on a lovely cruise down to Weymouth Bay. Just drop anchor for a few days to save on the parking charges here in the port. And you can see it start to turn out. It's quite incredible when you think about it. 344 metres of vessel.
6 VTS, thank you. The Clear Channel, Queen Elizabeth, grounding the West Brambles outbound. The UKD Bluefin's working on the Calshot turn. And Red Osprey, Cadland out with Champion coming up to the Cadland outbound. And the Iona just swinging off the ocean dock, then proceeding out.
344 metres in length, 186,000 gross tonnes. Total capacity of people on board, passengers and crew, almost 7,000. And yet, once she starts turning, it's surprising how quickly they move. See a few shipmates down there on the decks. One of the red jets waiting just in front of us here. And then at the back you've got one of the red funnel ferries causing delays for local ferry passengers. You can see there all the bridge crew up there at their stations, silhouetted nicely against the sky there. I suspect by the time we see Iona go down Southampton water, we might get a chance to also see Queen Elizabeth at the far end, and of course the Borealis as well. It's starting to feel like a conventional cruising season. Ahoy there, Keith Walker from a dull and showery North Yorkshire. Well, I would say today has turned out to be a rather nice day here in port. It started off cooler, a little bit cloudier. Since then has really improved. This is quite an unusual shot here. I can get all three red funnel ferry types. So the one on the bottom left hand corner of the screen is the red Kestrel, which is a freight only. The one on the right hand side of the screen that's just approaching Iona is the fast high speed cat. I think it's Red Jet 7. And then the one at the sort of middle left in the distance is the red, I think it's the Red Eagle. So there, and she's waiting for Iona to turn before she comes in. So quite nice to see the variety of ships here in the port of Southampton. Boy there, Cameron Bradley. Says this is the coolest I've ever get. The closest I ever get, sorry. I know it's cool, but no, it's closest you ever get to watching a ship move around. Because you're far from the sea, I guess.
Queen Elizabeth, over the right bank, all received.
Oh, ahoy there, apples. According to the press, the fireworks are on Iona. Oh, okay. Well, either way, if they're on Iona, that's great. If they're on a barge, that's also great. I have plenty of cameras that are movable. So I'm sure we'll be able to catch the action as it happens. Red Jet 7 there, carefully picking away through the gap. Well, ahoy there, Kira Williams. How long until Disney Magic leaves? Well, she should have left 8 minutes ago. I haven't heard anything on the radio yet. I don't know if anyone else has heard the radio, in case I missed it. So, not quite sure where she is. It's probably due any moment. Probably just singling up. Oh, Ahoy there, Cruise Show UK. Oh, were there Claire EJB? Are the fireworks to be at Southampton or when she gets to Iona? Anybody know? As far as I know, they are due to be here in the port of Southampton. I think it also explains why she has a 9 o'clock departure time, which is later than you would normally see for a cruise ship. But obviously, if you want to enjoy your fireworks, it does need to be dark. Now, or there, Penfold? Yes, no, Penfold suggesting there's no passengers on board. I believe from what I've read, the first passengers will be on the 7th after the test cruise, where they work out. No one knows where they've put the scissors.
What's that, Michelle? We just... What's that, Michelle? We just thank you. The tug Stillborough with a barge on the tow is running out through St Helens. The passenger vessel Borealis approaching the North Sturbridge outbound, and the passenger vessel Queen Elizabeth for the Prince Consort outbound.
Oh, the Borealis is on the move. That's a shame. I think I may have lost the radio. Yeah, still no word yet from Disney Magic.
It's just the Disney Magic.
As if by magic.
Disney Magic, Peter.
Sunside to 102, translate decimal 1 off to the NAB, going down west of the channel, then east of the channel, then back to Southampton in 2 days' time. And midday trek for contact with the cruise, passenger cruise again, once we get underway.
Disney Magic, we just saw, say thank you. No immediate traffic, looking ahead, the Grand Britannia boarding 1900 at the NAB, and PC pass with that one.
Get away, that's good.
Thank you.
Ah, there we go. As if by magic, the Disney Magic has just radioed in to say that she will shortly be on the way.
We're talking with yes, we'll receive, thank you. The Osprey's just going up the hook outbound. The UK Bluefin working on the cow shot turn at this time. With Champion just passing Esso out, and she'll be main channel. We're just 7 Northwest Netley out, and the Iona just coming up to Dockhead outbound.
Yes, I think fireworks will be definitely order of the day. We shall see where they come from, if they go from the ship itself, or from the land, or from a barge. Pretty quite exciting, so don't forget to subscribe, shipmates, and hit that notification bell, and then when we go live with a live stream, you'll be notified. And that's 8:45 on Saturday. Ahoy there, Cameron Bradley. Doesn't know why, but he likes Iona's profile. I think probably it's the stern that's a helpful feature. It's quite a nice, gentle lean to the stern, which helps. And then...
Red Osprey VTS, we'll receive, thank you. The Yep, you get the bluefins working the cow shop at this time and the Falcon just leaving cows.
Yeah, it's got a nice lean to the stern. Also got quite a high waistline, if I can...
BTS, sea line, pier head outwards for 29 berth.
See my BTS, thank you.
Yeah, quite a high waistline. I think we know that Disney's on the way, so... Go to...
Sea Lion, Red Eagle.
Eagle, sea line.
Yeah, we're heading in.
There we go, I'll turn the radio off. I think we know that Disney's shortly on the move. Yes, quite a high waistline, I think, so maybe that adds to the attractiveness of the ship. Doesn't make it look quite so bulky. Also with the, which you can sort of see in this view here in the middle of the ship there, you have a bulging out section with the dome on top, which gives it a sort of central weight, but then a gentleness along the portions between the bow and the stern and the midships. Sort of like a fluted effect. Doesn't reduces the overall bulk and increases the slender of the design, I would imagine. Oh, there, Colin Quinski. Will we get horns off Disney Magic? Yes, she does seem to most times. So there's a good chance. I didn't catch if there were passengers on Disney Magic. Didn't hear the radio, it was very quiet. Oh, there, Joanna Peters. She's in Mayflower Park in a black and red Mini. Oh, there are a few shipmates down there in the park. It is probably the cruise ship. Well, no, actually, not probably, definitely. It is the cruise ship that generates the most traffic and people in the park, for sure. There we go, and there's that slightly delayed red funnel ferry making its way past. See, if you get your timings right with your crossings to the Isle of Wight, you can get one of the best views in the Solent from the top of the Isle of Wight ferry there. Yes, Disney Magic definitely generates some of the biggest crowds. First time I saw Disney Magic came in, I was down in Mayflower Park, droning at sort of 6 in the morning. There was a whole group of people waiting to see her. There we go, they've got quite a little group there today, a lot of cars there as well. Like I say, there's probably a lot more people off to the right. No, that's quite impressively popular. Ahoy there, Liz H, and you will be in the bulgy bits on deck 14. Oh, great, so I know exactly where I thought that's where you'd be when you said midships. Excellent. Well, then, Liz, we'll definitely keep a lookout for you with your big, foamy yellow hands. Oh, there's Steve Barnes. Oh, ahoy there, Lynn Hutt. She just came back on the ferry. And the captain tooted. Excellent. Oh, there you go. See, there's exactly what I was just saying. Shipmates having an excellent view of Iona and a bit of haulage as well. And ahoy there, Harvey Shackle. Colin Quinski asks where's Iona off to. She's off to Weymouth Bay. Just dropping anchor for a couple of days until she comes back. I think it's Saturday morning, or it might be Friday morning, I have to check. And then when she departs next will be Saturday at 9 o'clock for the maiden voyage. Stephen Hughes thinks that Disney has blown her horns. No, not yet. Not yet, shipmate. If she blows them at all, she'll blow them. Oops, that was the wrong camera. I hope it didn't make you too dizzy there. If she hasn't blown her horns yet, which she hasn't, she'll blow them as she passes. Well, pretty much. Let's go here. As she passes Ferry Cam here, you can see the sort of pontoons just in front of Mayflower Park where the boat show is. That's pretty much where they seem to hoot their horn. There's a marker there, which there seems to be the destination location for the horn pressing activities. I should be ready with the sound this time, so that you get to hear the wonderful tune. I'm never sure which tune they're going to play. The current Disney Magic seems to play Once Upon a... No, not Once Upon a Time. If You Wish Upon a Star. That's what it seems to play. I don't know if they play... I know they do play different tunes, but I don't know if the same ships always play the same tunes or if they just cycle through the tunes. I'm not really sure. Always seems to be, so far for Disney Magic, it always seems to be the Wish Upon a Falling Star. And there you go, she's just disappeared out of sight there. Now that Iona's passed the dockhead, she'll be picking up speed and heading down Southampton water. We'll just wait now for Disney Magic, which is currently about 15 minutes late. Captain won't be impressed with that one. See the people down Mayflower Park getting quite excited. Oh, that's quite nice. The sun's just gone behind a cloud. Don't look quite so much like matchstick men and matchstick cats and dogs. Visibility is excellent this evening. Clear view to the Isle of Wight. No need to rely on carrots this evening for increased eyesight. And it's just between one of the ro-ros and the grain silos at the end. Ahoy there, Jeff Pickles enjoys the Love Boat theme tune on the Regal Princess. I have to say, I find the... Oh, ahoy there, shipmate. Eptokilteran fan. Gosh. It's a mouthful. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. All subscribers are free, and you'll just get to be notified of whenever there's fresh content coming out. And it all helps the channel. And our new subscriber, Eptokilterfan, says that Disney Magic only plays When You Wish Upon a Star, whereas the newer ships can play several. That explains why. I did read that I think they've got 7 songs to go through, but not Disney Magic. Oh, that explains it then. Still nothing yet from Disney Magic. She is quite a long way off to the side. To check which direction she's pointing, of course. She's pointing to the far end, so there's a chance that she might go all the way up to the far end and turn around. She might reverse and turn around in front of us. Either way, we'll see some turning around. Iona's currently behind Wilhelmsen Ro-Ro, blocking our view somewhat. More information from someone else. Ahoy there, Andrew Statham says that Disney Wonder and Disney Magic just play the one tune, whereas Disney Fantasy and Disney Dream have multiple tunes. There we go then. I must have been reading about one of the newer ones then. Well, that would explain it. That would explain why I've only heard the one tune. Oh, there's shipmate Keenan Glynn. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. It's very useful, helps the channel out massively. Going through a little growing spurt on the channel now. It's very comforting. Just trying to organise some merchandise, and it's not going very well. I've got a merchant store and some items of apparel which we're currently working on, but it's not showing up on the YouTube site. And I spent a couple of hours last night talking to tech support, and they kept saying that I should be pressing some button. I said, I can't see this button. So I sent him a screenshot of my screen, and he replied, yep, you're right, it's not there. So the mystery continues on that one. Oh, there, Darren Howell says that Disney Magic has not moved yet. That's according to my map. No, not moved as yet. She did radio in, so probably another 5 or 10 minutes before we can see her if she starts moving. I have turned the radio off, so... Oh, well, there, Jonah Peters. Yeah, I am waving. Okay. Not sure where you are to be waving. Looks like someone's out there having a good time on their powerboat. It is Cowes Week at the moment, so there are a great deal of yachts right in the Solent, racing around, all sorts of races and boating activity. It's a marvellous sight to see if you get a chance to come down to the area. It's certainly a picture opportunity with all those sails. Cavshot Spit would be the ideal location, or get yourself a little day trip over to the Isle of Wight. Oh, we're there, Phil Jones. 2 weeks Friday, we'll be on board for a Disney Magic trip, 3-night trip. Oh, that sounds exciting, Phil Jones. Whereabouts are you going on that one, shipmate? Are you going just around the UK, or is that to somewhere more interesting? Oh, several people say they're waving. I can't see anything. I shall go back to the crowd shot in a second. Let me just carry on with following Iona while we've got the space. You can see how good the visibility is today. Look at that. You can see the rolling hills of the Isle of Wight. Very distance there, you can see the Portsmouth, the Fishbourne Ferry, that little tiny white thing between the buildings. I'll zoom back to the crowd, and then you can all wave. Oh, there, Piers O'Neill. What does VTS stand for on the radiocom? VTS is the Vessel Traffic Services. They are like the air traffic control of the waterways, control the movements of the larger vessels. Oh, there, Wibbly Phil. Enjoy the post-work live stream. Oh, no problem, there should be. Watching one of your videos the other day. You certainly do have some lovely scenery up where you are. And Robert, our local radio listener, says that Disney Magic is underway. You might not see her for a few minutes because she's behind a building. I'll just follow Iona just for a few minutes and I'll whiz back over to the park and we'll see what's going on. Oh, ahoy there, Pookie Cat, who is waving from Mycetti. Okay. Better get a live stream going on that. yeah, as you can see, it's a lovely evening. Let's have a look. So these are our ship spotters down here in Mayflower Park. I can recommend that as one of the better locations, especially as she's going to disappear up to the far end and turn around. Should get a ideal view, and as she passes really close. Especially a good location if you have friends and family on board and you want to wave goodbye. And amongst the many benefits of Mayflower Park is there's plenty of grass if you want to play frisbee with your dog. Lots of car parking spaces. Plenty of space in general. And 2 ice cream selling locations. There's nobody waving down there at the moment. And we can't see Disney Magic yet. Just up there to the right. A couple of yachts coming down. Maybe going over. Actually a bit late. Oh, there we go. There's Disney Magic just coming to shot. So the question is she going to come back this way? Or is she going to go up, head forwards to the upper swing ground? I think my money is that she looks to, I get the feeling she's heading backwards this way. That would be my impression. And yeah, it's here. Get a nice view of Iona going down Southampton water with the Portsmouth Fishbourne ferry there right at the distance. So that really is a clear night. That's really crystal clear. Sometimes when it's sunny you get lots of heat shimmer, but no, not today. That's just wonderful. Here's the Disney Magic. Oh, look at that. Some lovely yachts coming past. You'd be definitely having a wonderful time if you're on a Disney Magic, looking at your yachts going past in the sun. I think, as you could safely say, life is good. There we go. There's the chaps out there for a nice evening sail. Yeah, so I think I was right. She is coming stern first. Well, that's nice, because if she'd gone to the upper swing ground, it would have taken quite a long time. The light's making an interesting patination on the stern of Disney Magic. It looks like ripples. It's just the way the steelwork is constructed. I'm going to get ready on the switch, so if she does honker hoon... Honker hoon? Hooter honker? Hoona honk. Oh, you know what I mean. Oh, ahoy there, shipmates. Oh, Will I am. Many thanks for your kind donation. All donations greatly received. And we'll go back into the ever-continuing purchase of new cameras for new locations. Looks like there's a spot of last-minute painting work going on at the stern as well. Clearly not enough time to touch up the logo in port. Done last minute. Hope he's secure there. Might get a bit rough out in the English Channel. I tell you what we do get here is an excellent view of the stern of Disney Magic. I think this is for me, one of the standout features of the Disney Magic ship is its quite unique design. I've not seen another ship like it. A really pointy bow in the sort of mould of Queen Mary 2. And a really sloped stern with a ducktail as well. It's very unique. Got a nice gold pinstripe around the vessel. You can see what I mean about those shipmates down there on the shore. getting a superb view of Disney Magic. Only problem with this time of day is we are shooting directly into the sun. We do get a bit of a struggle from the cameras as they're trying to expose for that bright sun in the distance. The plus side, though, we do get some nice sunsets. I can see a few people wandering around on board. I didn't actually catch the radio because I lost the radio, if this was a passenger cruise or not. I can't see many people on board, so I'm suspecting it's not. Oh, there, Karen J asking how old Disney Magic is. Oh, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it's about 2010 or something, I think. Oh no, 1998 was the maiden voyage. Gosh, older than I thought. How about that? Makes her over 20 years old. Quite surprising. It's nearing the age, I think, where decommissioning might be a proposition. But perhaps she's still a viable ship. She certainly looks good. We're just starting to get a view now of that long, very long, elegant bow I was talking about. You can't see it from the cameras, but from the drone, there is a Mickey Mouse. You can see the logos. I'll just show you. Let me show you. We have the power, so let me show you. You have the Mickey Mouse logo here on the funnels, the three-circle type logo. Oh, there's someone dancing. Well, on the very bow of the Disney Magic, although we can see it from these cameras, there is the Disney Magic logo helicopter pad. Now, one of the ambitions of the channel is to be able to land my drone on a helicopter pad on a ship. I'm still waiting for the invitation. Total passenger capacity is 2,713 if it's fully filled up with fun-going Disney fans, and a crew of just under 1,000. See if I can give you a little close-up of the pointy bow. Well, it's definitely the best spot if they do turn. Turning at the far end's not as fun. Definitely much better here. Oh, we're there, Phil Jones. It says that today's the first public cruise. Ah, well, there we go then. Someone's answered my question. I didn't hear on the radio. Normally I hear on the radio, they normally say how many passengers, but I think the pilot on the radio was very quiet. I didn't hear. Oh, that's good to know. Can't see too many people on board. It's probably limited numbers. Obviously the first passenger cruise for some time, so perhaps they're keeping the numbers down for the moment. Just have a quick look back. Iona is slightly turning past the Esso terminal now in Southampton water, and on her way to Cowshot Spit. Round Bramblebank and round the Isle of Wight. bit tricky with the lights being behind here, but you can also see on the bow of Disney Magic some lovely detailing of that sort of pinstriping down the side, ending up at the front in a very ornate feature. I think a lot of attention to detail has gone into Disney Magic. She also has yellow anchors and yellow lifeboats, which are unusual, and yellow ropes for when she's moored up. All the lines are yellow, which I have not seen before. So I think someone has really thought about it and designed her beautifully and fitted her out. Hopefully you caught the hooting there. Yes, there was just a little bit of hooting there. Oh, there Nathan Dowding, his sister's on this cruise. Well, I think she's got a lovely evening for a departure from the Port of Southampton. Tempted to keep the microphone on in case there's another hoot. Takes me a little while to get to the button, but there is a lot of traffic noise. I'll keep it on for a bit. Hopefully you'll hear something. But this is typically where they hoot their horns about this location. Interestingly, there's a couple of chaps on the roof of the Indian restaurant there. Not sure what they're up to. Cootie's Brasserie is an excellent Indian restaurant, so if you happen to be in the Port of Southampton, highly recommend it. It's won many prizes and medals and competitions. Pontoons that you can see in between the Disney Magic and Mayflower Park are for the Southampton Boat Show, which will be starting in the middle of September. Planning to do some live streams from the boat show. Oh, with it, Andrew Statham's got some information that her last UK cruise is the 1st to the 4th of October, and then she's going back to the USA. I knew she was going back to the USA, I didn't know when, so thank you for that, Shipmates. Leona Desmond says that she thinks Disney Magic is the most stylish ship. Beautiful lines, her favourite. Yep, I was quite surprised. Like I say, the first time I saw her, I wasn't expecting. Well, actually, to be honest, I wasn't sure what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting this. You can see there's the very pointy bow I was talking about. It really does have a lot of classic lines. It is maybe Disney wanted it to be a classic-looking cruise ship. Anna O'Brien asks where she's off to. I think just on the south coast somewhere, as far as I know. With a G-bout, no helicopter or paddle front. Well, there's a couple of Mickey Mouse ears that look like a helicopter pad, so close enough for me. I'm sure it's more than big enough for my drone. I'm going to go with it. With their Crafty Jacks, do you think they'll ever rebuild the pier? No, I don't think that. It's completely derelict. It's falling down, so best thing to do is knock it down. He's talking about the shipmate here, talking about the pier that's just in the bottom of our screen here. The old Royal Pier. Used to have a disco and ballroom on there. It's where your people of my sort of age, there's where their parents went courting. I think from this camera here we get an excellent view of the stern here. You see how it's layered. It's slightly reminiscent of the Queen Mary 2. Queen Mary 2 is generally regarded as a very attractive cruise ship. I think the lines of the Disney Magic are somewhat similar. It doesn't quite have the bulkiness of some of the more modern cruise ships, or the massive size and girth. Girl 100 makes an excellent. If you're on a cruise during the boat show, September, middle of September, well, from the beginning of September actually, because that's when the boat show starts building up, hotel accommodation in Deepport Southampton becomes ludicrously expensive and difficult to find. So I would highly recommend, if like Use Girl says, if you're coming to Port September in September, or Port Southampton in September, make sure you book up in advance. Oh, Catherine Hopley, Ahoy there Shipmates, says that Mickey Mouse at the front is the staff pool. Ah, okay. Oh, I didn't remember. Maybe it had covers on when I was droning. It's not always clear when I'm droning what I'm actually seeing. You can even see the deckhands there on the well deck. They've got yellow uniforms, yellow boiler suits. That's what I'm talking about, the attention to detail. I've never been on the Disney Magic, but I would imagine that it's an enjoyable experience. If they've paid this much attention to the outside of the ship, I'm hoping the inside of the ship is equally joyous. I'm going to turn off the ferry cam sound now because I don't think we're going to have any more honking or hooting. Difficult to get. Also, round portholes look very nice. I've just noticed that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there, Roberts. So there is 1,391 passengers on board. It's about half price. Oh look, there's that chap on the back as well. Still painting. That's what I call dedication. Halfway out to the Solent. And he's still there, hanging on for dear life with his paint pot in his paw. You can tell the size of the ships, particularly when the Iona came. Iona doesn't normally come this way. She's normally always in the ocean terminal. But when she came this way the other day, she completely dwarfed the buildings in front of us, whereas Disney Magic, by comparison, looks only just to be popping above them. It's difficult sometimes to gauge the size of the vessels, but the buildings obviously don't change here in port. Disney Magic just going past Town Quay. Town Quay Marina. Oh, there's Barkey. Yes, Disney Magic has a musical horn. It played briefly earlier, and I think you all heard it. Andrew Statham says, I think she's a lovely ship. Oh, you had a great time going to Norway. G Boats, Ahoy there, shipmate, is sailing on her next month. I've heard about them asking special permissions. Ahoy there, Catherine Hopley, for that information. Heard them asking about special permissions to paint the lifeboats. Quick look. Iona's just at the end of Southampton water. She's just about to go turning around Cashot Spit. And again, it looks like a systematic failure of all cruise ship companies to fail to show Solent Ships TV on their big screens. This is another ambition of the channel. Get the Solent Ships on the screens on the cruise ships. Oh, ahoy there, Moon Mother. Mother was able to watch the Disney Magic come in from the deck of the Iona after being on the shakedown test. Wow, exciting stuff. How was the shakedown test? All went smoothly, I hope. Considering there's quite a few people on board, I can't see too many shipmates on the balconies or on the upper decks. Maybe the buffet's open and everyone's busy at the buffet. With their shipmate Nathan Graveson. He says that having been on all the current Disney ships, the Magic is still up there as his second favourite after the Fantasy. Fortunately, the Disney Magic was quite small, so she sort of disappeared here behind some of the buildings. Oh, shipmates, I'll carry on following the Disney Magic. Just to remind you all that the Iona is departing on Saturday at 9 o'clock. We'll be streaming from 8:45 with Emma Cruises, our special guest. You know, she's going to come and squeeze in here in my cabin. Hope she doesn't bring Hudson the cat, otherwise Rusty might go up the wall. Don't want that. And there will be fireworks. Where from? We're not sure. Could be from the shore, could be from a barge, could be from the ship itself. We've had all sorts of suggestions. If you just have to tune in on Saturday at 9 o'clock and you'll be able to find out. So, many thanks for subscribing, shipmates. Do think about subscribing. Just hit the red button, whatever it is. If you're watching on a smart TV, just hit up and then hit subscribe, and then you'll be notified when the streams go live. Many thanks to all my PayPal donors and Patreon supporters for your generosity, and thank you for all those donations today. All helps to purchase new equipment and cameras and so on. Much more to come. And of course, many thanks to the Blue Spanner crew for looking after all the chats so well, not just the chat on our live streams for special events like this, but also the chats on all their live streaming cameras. Until next time, shipmates.
We'll go for it, 3 BTS, good evening.
Evening, Chris. We're just letting go SMC bound for cows for navigational training, sir.
Oh, we'll go for it, 3 BTS, that's all. Copy, thank you. Disney Magic's just past Western Shelf. She's outward bound in clear channel. And nothing immediately inward bound.
Roger, that's all copy. Thank you very much.
On channel 74, please.
Curious, channel 74.
Ooh, look at that, shipmates. We get to see Iona going around Cashot Split. It's a very clear day today. Often in the summer there's a lot of heat haze which makes the ships very ripply. The heat haze isn't too bad today. It actually looks pretty decent. Oh, how good's that? Double bonus for Iona and Disney Magic. Like I say, Iona next Saturday. Fireworks, fanfare. 9 o'clock. Till next time, shipmates.
Grand Britannia, VTS. Grand Britannia VTS, that's all received. Update on traffic for you. The Wick Champion's just north of the right there. She's in for Portsmouth. Iona's just at the Bourne Gap. And Disney Magic just running down to Lanes Lake.
up the town there, Shipmates.
Yes, Red Jet 7 approaching Highline, permission to carry on speed, please. BTS Red 7, permission to carry on speed, please. BTS, Red Jet 7.
Seven Falcon, receiving you loud and clear.
7, thank you.
BTS Falcon, approaching the Hive line. May I continue, please?
Roger 7, BTS.
Yes, Red Jet 7. Yeah, we're approaching our berth now, and that's us finished now.
All good, sir. Thanks so much, and good night.
Thank you, good night.
BTS for Falcon at high flying Mayo. Continue, please.
Red Falcon, BTS feeding, approved.
Evening, copy, please.
Red Falcon, BTS.
BTS for Falcon.
Red Falcon, BTS, yeah, just a radio check, please, sir.
Yeah, loud and clear.
All copy, thank you. Photograph BTS, good evening.